Oh, hello. It is, well, it's still Gus Weathers. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, you guys. I know y'all are like, why the hell is Bad Baby in front of my why is Bad Baby on my TV or on my phone right now? Who's bald? Who's bald? What receding hairline, babe? Literally, what receding hairline, baby? I got that redhead with me and I ain't talking little yachty. Hi everyone, it is your fave. What is up, you guys? I know. So during this story time, you guys, trust me, I'm gonna be probably looking at myself in the viewfinder a little bit more than not, because I'm just like, are you fucking shitting me? Like, what? Look at that fucking, what? Who's bald? Who's bald? Welcome back to my channel. It is Gus Weathers. Hi, how are you? Yes, if you don't know who I am, then nice to meet me. Nice to meet you. Yes, Billboard. From the title, yeah, we're getting right into it. From the title of this story, you guys are so excited because it is the long and awaited Reagan horror story. And trust me, I'm being very, very loosely with the horror story, okay? So yes, it is a story time, and it's gonna be about one of my best friends and how they are a snake, literally. And it's crazy that, sorry, she's new. It's crazy that I went and got a snake tattooed on me because you guys, it's not satanic or anything like that, but honest to God, it's satanic how up in my body. Yeah, you can, like, hold on, I'm sorry, like, this story is gonna wait a second, because do you see that body and you see that hair? Like, hold on. What? Wait, maybe this horror story is about me. No, honestly. But, no, I got this tattoo right after I got out of high school because every time I have ever been friends with literally anyone, when we stop being friends, the first thing that they do is they tell everyone, they're like, watch out for him, like, he's really fake, he's really snaky, like, he's really fake. And honest to God, I really think that the reason that people say that is because I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Like, if you move to a new school and you start crying because everyone is calling you a whore, I'm gonna tell you to stop being a whore. Like, what am I gonna do? Sit there and be like, yes, girl, live? Like, no, if you're crying to me every day about a problem, I'm gonna try to give you solutions to that problem. Is that not what a friend is supposed to do? Like, you guys, if I'm being a whore, literally, if I was being a whore, I would even want you guys to let me know, like, hey, you're being a little, like, literally, you've had like 5 videos with like 5 different guys. Like, yeah, I would want you guys to call me a hoe. What? Like, and if I get offended, I guess the truth pissed me off, but baby, it will set me fucking free. Ain't that right?
Le urla fanno parte.
We're gonna start this from the beginning. Yeah, we're gonna start this from the beginning. Back in 2017, yeah, it would have been 2018, I had a few friends, right? Zoe obviously has been my best friend since literally forever. I had Angelina, I had Becky, I had Morgan, and you know, stuff like that. That was really the friend group, and that was really it. But every other day, me and Angelina, we like, she would stay the night every other weekend, right? Like, me and Zoe, we would hang out every day. Like, we'd hang out every day, but like, I don't know, Zoe would spend the night sometimes, but most every weekend, Angelina was staying the night. Like, no questions asked, no nothing, right? So Angelina stays the night again, but every other, like, you guys, I had no parents growing up, so I was always allowed to have like people come over. I was allowed to have boys come over. I was allowed to have parties and stuff like that, like, all the time, no matter what, right? So people would use me for my house to come over and like smoke some weed, because like, if you can't smoke weed at your house, why would you not come to my house and smoke weed if you're allowed to smoke weed at my house? Which I didn't care, because at the end of the day, do you think that I'm gonna let someone smoke weed and I'm not hitting it? Like, baby, I'm getting high too, trust me, like, I'm getting high too. Hi, how are you? Hi. So yeah, we're smoking, everything, we'd always have people come over. So me and Angelina went out one night to go hang out with one of the biggest drug dealers in town, you guys. Like, this person sold shit ton of weed. Like, they sold everything. They sold everything. But you guys, I've never popped a pill. I've never popped a candy. I've never done a drug a day in my life. Literally, we can take a hair follicle test, baby, and I would pass that shit, because this blood is clean. This blood is clean. No drugs in here. Can't say the rest for all of you. No, I'm just kidding. No hate. Unless you're Reagan. Anywho. So we were hanging out with her because she sold a lot of weed. So like we would hang out with her. We'd go like, you know, chill with her. We'd go with her when she would re-up and get more weed and this and blah, blah. She was really cool. Loved her. I was always friends with her. So she would smoke us out. We'd buy weed from her. She would sell weed, anything like that. Biggest drug dealer, right? So one night, me and Angelina go over to her like new apartment or something like that, I think. Or she was staying at someone else's apartment. I have no idea. I really don't know, because she definitely had a house somewhere else. But now that I'm talking about it and remembering it, we literally went to an apartment, but I have no idea. Does not matter. It does not matter. Does not matter. So me and Angelina went to this apartment. We're hanging out with her. And remind you, I've only hit dabs, which is THC press. Like there's weed. And I'm just saying this because some people don't know, but there's weed. And then when you press the weed together, what gets you high, THC, it's just straight that, right? So I've only took a few of those. I've only ever taken a few dabs. Angelina has never, ever, right? So I get done, I take my dab. I'm high as fuck, you guys. Like I'm seeing the fucking Hat Man. Like I'm really seeing the Hat Man. Dead ass. So it's Angelina's turn. She takes the fattest dab, and honest to God, like the bitch that gave her the dab really shouldn't have had it like that hot and like that much, especially when it was Angelina's first time, because like bitch, that cherry was popped. She was high as fuck. She literally automatically got up and started like running into the bathroom and was like dying, throwing up, coughing, everything like that.
Breathe in as hard as you can.
So I had a friend, her name was Deja, and Deja would come over, like me and Deja have been friends since literally forever. Like she would always come over and stuff like that. So she called me one day and she's like, hey, can me, Reagan, and I honestly, on God, I don't know who the other girl is, but I knew who the other girl was, but I didn't know who Reagan was. So I was like, sure, I mean, I don't care. And she's like, okay, well, we're about to be at your house in like 10 minutes. I was like, oh, that's amazing, because we're literally like 5 minutes away, so we'll be home in a minute. So we had the bitch drop us off, me and Angelina. Angelina was high as fuck, like she was down for the day. And the only reason that we went back is because Deja was like, well, we have like 6 blunts, so if you want to smoke, we can smoke. So we were literally going back home just to smoke some more, and I was like, damn, like it's giving really brain rot, like it's really giving brain rot. But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck, because I was having fun, and I was literally pushing like 16, 17. We're definitely 16 in this, I think, honestly. So we get home first, and then the girls show up. So it's Deja, Reagan, some other bitch. I have no idea who it is. So they all walk in, and when I see Reagan, automatically, I'm like, this bitch looks so fucking familiar. Like, I cannot put it into words, but she looks so familiar. I cannot put it into words, right? The reason she looks so familiar is because me and her already followed each other's spam, because this was back in the day, you know, every single person had like a Finesta and like a Finsta, and like I did, and we just followed each other, so we already knew. Well, obviously, you know me, she already knew who I was, and that's all motherfucking facts.
How could you not say cunt? Like, that's cunt. Like,
so this bitch wanted to be my best friend so fucking bad, and of course my dumbass friend befriended her, literally befriended her, because one thing about me is I will keep my enemies, no, that's her, she will keep enemies close and friends close. I don't know how the fuck it goes, anyhow. So I was like, hi, like it's nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. We're all smoking, everything like that. And around this time, you guys, my favorite song in the history of the world, I will literally show you right now, because I know y'all are gonna judge me, but this, and I don't really give a fuck. Y'all can judge me, and I really don't care. But this was my song at the time. And this is literally Fancy by Reba McEntire, and I'm not gonna show you the whole thing because like we're gonna get copyrighted, bitch. And one thing about me is we are not gonna get into copyright. But here's the bridge. Wait, hold on. Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. She said, here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. So the real meaning behind that song, bitch, is literally some mom had no money, so she literally like prostituted her like 16-year-old daughter out, like prostituted her cooch for some money. And that song is so good. Like, just don't pay attention to the meaning of the song, but the song is really fucking good, right? So I don't know what was, I was in a country funk around this time, so that song was on repeat, right? So while I'm singing, and no one knows it, right? No one knows like anything about the song, like everyone's just like blah, blah, blah. It's a fucking Reba McEntire song, I don't know. So I'm singing this song, and this bitch literally goes, oh my God, you like Fancy? And I said, I fucking love Fancy. Like, what do you know about this song? She goes, what do you know about this song? And she is the one that was like, I just hate how everyone listens to this song and they don't even know the real meaning behind the song. And I was like, bitch, shut up, because same, like, I know the meaning behind the song. So we automatically just started like talking. Anywho, while we were talking, she was like, I just left from getting like the best dick ever. So like from day one, you guys, whore. That's why it's titled Horror Story, because bitch, from day one, hoe. So she's like, yeah, I just got some like good ass dick. And we were like, oh, like from who? And she's like, oh, they're actually from this town, like the school we go to, because she was from, okay, so Deja was like city over. She's probably like 40 minutes away, on God. Reagan was a whole town over, probably just like 10, 15 minutes, if that, but the town over, she went to that school, right? So she's like, yeah, I hooked up with this guy, blah, 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 and we'll call him Jake. She's like, yeah, I hooked up with Jake, blah, 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 and remind you guys, Jake was in a 2-year long relationship, and remind you, right now, he's literally married, like, to the same person, like, they're married, they're still together, but anywho, he cheated on her, this girl, with Reagan. I will give Reagan her 10s because she did not know. At the end of the day, she did not know. He really was lying. He was like, yeah, we're not dating. We broke up, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know how guys are. So I really will give her the benefit of the doubt on that. Because when she found out, she stopped talking to him, stopped fucking with him, the whole 9 yards. So everyone that's watching, y'all were like, well, did you tell the girlfriend? No, I didn't. Because literally the year before, he got head by some nasty, nasty bitch. What's it called? And literally at the park. And I told her. And you know what she said to me? She said, you're so jealous, blah, 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 blah. Like, get the fuck away from me. Like, he loves me, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, bitch, you can have him. You can fucking have him. So let him get that Reagan juice on it. Literally, let him get that Reagan juice on it. Like, so that's how the night went. We all smoked. Literally, it was fun as fuck. I don't give a fuck. Angelina's still my bitch. Literally, we were hanging out like no tomorrow. And then, yeah, the day went by and that was it. They left. And then I think right after that, I ended up getting sick. Like, I had bronchitis or something like that. So literally, I told all my friends that, like Angelina, all that. I was like, I'm just gonna stay home by myself this weekend. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna chill. So Reagan, we finally got each other's Snapchat from that night, and she literally Snapchatted me and she was like, would you want to hang out? Like, would you want to hang out? And I was like, oh girl, like, trust me, you're not going to want to come over here because like, it's boring. Like, and remind you guys, the only reason people ever came over was with a group of people. Like, no one ever genuinely wanted to come over and just hang out with me. You know what I mean? Like, no one ever wanted to be like, Gus, do you want to hang out? It was like, hey, we have a group of people, or like, they would only want to hang out with me if it was another person there. If that makes sense. Like, no one genuinely wanted to be my friend, but like Angelina, Morgan, Zoe, Becky, blah, blah, blah. Anyhow. And it was hard to find friends, right? So I tell her, like, I'm sick, like, girl, you're not gonna want to come over, like, it's gonna be really boring, like, we're not gonna do anything, but like, all I'm doing is literally being lazy, sleeping, watching movies. And she's like, that's okay, I don't mind. At that moment, I should have realized
Let's go. You good games?
she has a really fucked up childhood, because bitch, me too. But every time, the difference between me and her is like, I'll stub my foot and I'm like, ow. She stubs her foot and she's like, my fucking family life, my this, my ooh. And I'm like, bitch, how do you think you get to stay at my house 24/7, bitch? Because I ain't got the best home life either, ho. Like, the fuck? And I should have known at that moment that this bitch is just so like, codependent. Like, she literally can't wipe her fucking ass without someone else there, trust me. And that's why when we stopped being friends, she literally got a boyfriend. Like, she sucked her fucking fangs into this guy, sadly, and he's still fucking stuck with the bitch. Like, and remind you, she cheated on him.
How, nigga?
With me. Like, I made out with her while they were dating. So like, and remind you, literally one time I like fucking finger banged the bitch and she was like, oh, the only reason that I let you is because I was drunk, blah, 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 blah. And remind you, I got with her again when we were sober, because I know bitches like that. She's one of those bitches. Literally, if she doesn't want to admit to having sex with you, it just doesn't count, or she was essayed. Isn't that fucking crazy how that fucking works? But anywho, so she comes over and I'm like, damn, like, I didn't even know that someone genuinely, you know, would want to even be my friend like that. So we hung out, we chilled, it was cool. We literally, like, trust me, we started becoming close, because like after that, it was like we hung out all the time. So she had a best friend named Daisy. you guys, I was related to Daisy, so I've known Daisy my whole entire fucking life. Literally, back in like 8th grade, you guys, everyone bullied me. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, when I said I had a hate train, you guys, I had a fucking hate train. Like, it was so bad that people that were getting bullied, like actual fucking weirdos, like the ones that run down the fucking hallway with their fucking arms behind their back, those were the people making fun of me. Like, literally one time I was in 8th grade and I walked into this bitch at Daisy's fucking classroom, and when I walked in, she literally I don't know what she said. She fucking tried to make fun of me and like literally started laughing at her own joke, and like literally I like looked around the classroom because I was so confused because she really thought people were like gonna eat that up. But I was like, bitch, what? So I didn't really like her that much because she literally started off bullying me. Like, everyone literally thinks I'm a bitch, but they don't realize, bitch, half the people that are a bitch to me are a bitch first. Like, what? Like, yeah, I'm not gonna, yeah, I remember when people bully me, the fuck? So I wasn't that fond of her, right? So Reagan would be like, oh, well, can Daisy come over? Can Daisy come over? And I was like, sure. I mean, I don't give a fuck. Literally, that was fucking forever ago. I don't care. She can come over. I don't mind. So my house, people would come over and smoke me out, right? So I'm putting you guys in someone else's shoes. So if you went over to someone's house to smoke and you have to smoke a blunt with them, right? Me. Okay, so that's 2 heads already. So if I have Angelina there, trust me, that bitch hops on herself. So that's 3 people. So then if Reagan's there all the time, that's 4 people. Now, if Daisy's there, that's 5 people. So if you just bought a blunt for yourself, would you want to smoke it with 5 fucking people? No. So I started telling the bitches, like, hey, if you want to come over, like, and smoke, yes, you are going to have to start bringing money, because I'm not going to stop getting smoked out because you bitches are sitting there like fucking fiends over there by the fucking door, like, please, can we smoke too? It's like, bitch, I'm getting smoked out because it's my house, not yours, right? So anywho, that turned into I'm using Daisy and this and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, bitch, what? Like, and remind you, none of this was said to my face. None of this. So I literally told Daisy straight up, like, bitch, I'm not using you. I had to explain it to her, X, Y, and Z, right? So then something happened, and I literally can't explain it on here, you guys, because at the end of the day, Daisy doesn't talk shit about me. The only reason that I'm sitting here telling the story about Reagan is because the stupid bitch is still talking shit about me 7 years later. You know what Daisy does when people talk to her about me? She goes, okay, that has nothing to do, why would I don't care. Because why? Daisy does stuff with her life. She actually has a job. She does it. Like, I'm proud, like, you guys, Daisy, I'm proud of fucking Daisy. I don't give a fuck. She could do some fuck shit to me and I will always love her. I will always have love deep down in my heart for her. But at the end of the day, she was a fucking bitch sometimes. And she really got that bitchness from me sometimes. Because sometimes she would, like, I'm not kidding you, she would argue back with me how I would argue it. Like, it would really piss me the fuck off. But love her down. So, anywho, I always told everyone, literally everyone, if they come over, I was like, you cannot fuck at my house. Like, I don't care. Don't have sex at my house. If you can't have sex outside, if you can't have sex at your house, you can't have sex at their house, you're not going to have sex at my house. Because, bitch, I can have sex anywhere. Quite literally, I have had sex everywhere in this house. And I can, because it's my fucking house. And if you're sitting here and you're like, oh, well, my friend would let me fuck at their house, well, then you're not a good friend. I don't know what to tell you, because I've never gotten a dick and a chicken at one of my friend's house because I'm hanging out with my friend. Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's really talk about that. So anyhow, there was a guy, his name was Tommy. He used to date our best friend named Carly, which Carly was my best friend. I don't really like her anymore, but at the time, Carly was my best friend. So her and Tommy broke up, and remind you, so Tommy and Reagan come over one time, and I literally wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm not kidding you, they're fucking on my couch.
Something about this doesn't sit right in my spirit.
And I have to go to sleep because I really was gonna pop both of them in the fucking face because I hated both of them so much. Like, number one, Tommy made fun of me all the time. Reagan's a fucking whore. So I'm like, oh, now I realize why she wants to be my friend is because dick, 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 because that's all her life. That's all. And remind you guys, she says that we need to talk about how I treat women, okay? So remind you, she already is doing some fucked up shit. Do y'all not realize that? Like, are y'all really getting what I'm putting down? So I go back to sleep. I don't give a fuck. Literally, I'm like, good. Thank God this fucking stupid whore is getting some dick, so, because maybe she'll shut the fuck up for 24 hours, right? No, wrong. So I go to work because, yeah, I've literally had to have a job since I've been like 16, and this bum ass bitch, I don't think has ever got off her ass and got a job, but me, I literally still had a job when I was 16. So, yeah, while they go to have fun and just chill at my house, I literally had to get up and go to fucking work. So I go to work and I literally start texting her like, girl, you're grimy. Like, I was like, girl, I literally told you how many people I've stopped being friends with because they've done that weird ass shit. And you're doing the weird ass shit. So this bitch, I'm gonna tell, is the biggest gas. I wish I would pay money. I would pay money to get my text messages from when I was fighting with this bitch, because Michael has gaslit me before, bad, but no one has ever gaslit me to this, because I saw it. I literally woke up and saw them fucking, right? So I literally seen it with my own 2 eyes and went back to sleep and said, get your nut, whore. And, which I remind you, I bet she didn't even get a nut. But anywho, so I text her, I'm like, girl,
You're gonna die in 7 days.
you're weird. I said, you're literally weird. We're not friends anymore because you literally want to be such a hoe that you can't even wait. Like, what? And she's like, yeah, Gus, because I totally fucked Tommy on your couch. Like, I totally fucked Tommy on your couch. And I'm like, you did? Like, she's like, yeah, I did, you bitch. Like, I so fucked him on your couch. Like, I got cum all over your blanket and blah, blah, blah. Remind you, everything she was saying that she didn't do, she really did do. Like, cum on the blanket, getting fucked, she really did do it. She really did do it. But she was texting me saying, yeah, I totally did it. Like, are you fucking dumb? Are you fucking stupid, bitch? And I'm like, are you stupid? So anyhow, I become closer with Daisy in this time, right? Because Daisy starts having feelings for this guy named Raegan. So she tells me in confidence that she has feelings for Braden. Why? Because she doesn't want to tell Reagan, because Reagan's a fucking whore. So she tells me, and everyone, this is a funny thing, everyone thinks I'm so fake until they tell me a secret, and then it never goes anywhere. Like, it literally goes up here and it stays there forever until their friend, the one that they trusted more, is the one blabbering about it. Isn't that crazy how that works? Isn't that crazy how that fucking works? So I get in the truck with Daisy. She tells me that she has feelings for Braden, and she's like, I just don't know, like, what should I do, blah, blah, blah. I said, girl, it's your life, on God. No one else controls your emotions, your feelings. You do what you want to do, bitch, literally, and you worry about the aftermath after, because trust me, I will always support you in anything you do, boo. So since we became close, Daisy was like, oh, like, I just feel bad since we are close. Like, I just had to let you know that, like, Reagan did fuck Tommy on your couch. And I was like, oh, baby, I know. So at that point, I was like, but I'm glad that you're telling me, because now I know she's a liar. Okay? Because a lot of bitches like to say they're this and they're that, they're this. If your loyalty does not lie with someone that you are trying to prove your loyalty to, you're not loyal to anyone, bitch. At all. And I'm gonna prove to you, because guess who she fucked next? Braden. Yep, the one that Daisy was in love with and all that shit. But it gets good. It gets good. It gets really good. So, you know, we're becoming closer. We're becoming closer. Reagan had some animosity to Daisy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was so weird. I have no idea. It always had to be a Reagan problem. It was never anyone else's problem. So around this time, my dad and me were switching rooms. Like, my room was going to be his room was going to be his room, so we were just switching out and everything like that. So all of my dad's bedroom stuff, like the bed, everything, his whole bedroom was in the living room, right? So his bedroom was completely empty. So we had a bunch of bitches over. We literally had Morgan over, we had Zoe over, we had Daisy over, we had Reagan over, we had Zoe Watson too, I think. I don't know. We had a few people over, right? And so we wanted to have a fight night where we literally just talk shit and we like fought each other. Literally, like, we literally wanted to fight. I have no idea, you guys. This is fucking Oklahoma, so what else are we supposed to do? Go bait a fish? So we get home and we're all drunk. Like, we're literally all drinking, right? So we go into the back room and we start having a fight night. So, you know, everyone's fighting, blah, blah, blah. And the next thing you know, it's Reagan against Daisy. And Reagan's a big bitch. Like, that bitch is way bigger than Daisy. Like, Daisy's smaller than me, you guys. Like, Daisy is a small ass bitch. Like, itty bitty. So they start, like, you know, going at it. And Daisy, you know, like, Daisy can't really fight, bless her heart. Reagan can't either, but Reagan's a big bitch. So, like, what are you gonna do if you see a big bitch towing to you? Like, I would fucking run too. They start fighting. Like, Reagan's really beating, like, at this point, Reagan's literally, like, beating Daisy's ass. Like, we're all sitting there, like, literally looking at each other, like, should we help? Or, like, does Reagan have something to get off her chest? Like, what the fuck? So, anywho, they're fighting, blah, blah, blah. Reagan beats Daisy's ass, like, literally gets her on the ground, right? Like, on the ground, straddles her, gets on top of her, okay? Gets on top of Daisy, looks at her. Her best friend, reminds you. She looks at Daisy and she goes, next time that you're in Braden's car, think about how he fucked me in it. Fuck, I'm not kidding you guys. Bitch slapped the fuck out of this little girl. Like, my mouth was on the ground. Automatically, Daisy's face didn't change or anything, just tears. Automatically just bawling her eyes out. Runs to the back bedroom. So we're all sitting here like listening to Daisy because she's fucking having a mental breakdown. Like, that's her best friend and Reagan's just a weird bitch. But y'all can only imagine, we stopped paying attention to Daisy and started paying attention to Reagan, because while Daisy is literally sitting there like tears coming out her eyes, like she's genuinely upset, Reagan is over here, I never had a mom, I never had a dad, blah, 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 blah. Everyone in my family did drugs and this and I was dead, there, that, and we're like, oh my god, like, oh my god, we feel so bad. Nah, we should have paid attention to Daisy, because at the end of the day, hers was all theatric. Like, that shit was for theater. That shit was, she should have went to a fucking acting class, honestly. I don't know why I'm sitting here telling the story when that bitch can be a fucking actor. So then it goes on, you know, they kind of had a little blah blah blah. So I started liking Daisy a lot more than Reagan. Like, I started like getting a little bit more overprotective about Daisy, right? So something happened around that time with Daisy, which I'm not going to talk about that and stuff like that, because I'm not going to talk shit about Daisy, because she don't talk shit about me, literally, so that's why I'm always gonna air out fucking Reagan's dirty laundry, and she'll be my muse till the day I fucking die. But Daisy, on the other hand, I'm not really gonna talk about her shit. But something happened, and I just didn't know how to like talk to Daisy about it, because this was before me and Daisy started becoming really, really close. So I just didn't know what to do, right? So I told Reagan to do something about it, and Reagan was like, oh, I know. Like, Reagan's been known. And I was like, oh, so you're not gonna like fix it? And she's like, oh, I don't care. And so me and Zoe were like, okay. So like we started trying to put it into our own hands, but somehow Reagan put it into her own hands first. And Reagan was like, yeah, I'm actually helping Daisy instead of talking shit about her because I'm a good friend. And I was like, how are we talking shit? Like, I don't know how to, if I'm just now becoming friends with you and something happens, like, I don't know how to talk to you about that. If I was friends with Zoe, trust me, she could fucking piss her pants and I will literally be like, girl, you pissed your pants. Like, you know what I mean? But like, if we're just now getting close, no, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. So they start calling me fake. They're like, Gus, you're so selfish. Like, this is what Angelina says about you. This is what Zoe says about, like, everyone calls you selfish. And remind you, they literally were like popping pills, doing drugs at my house, and I've never done drugs. So I'm like, yeah, I'm so fucking selfish that I'm letting you stupid bitches literally do drugs at my fucking house when you know I don't even do drugs, but I'm so fucking selfish. And remind you, neither of them have ever asked me to stay the night at their house. Ever. So then Daisy's like, oh, well, that's because my mom hates you. Why does her mom hate me? Because her mom thinks that I was giving her daughter drugs, when in reality I was caring about Daisy's sobriety more than actually anyone at that time. Dead ass. So I thought that was really fucking funny. And then Reagan was like, well, I don't have a home life. And I was like, bitch, do you think I have a good home life too? The fuck? So around this time, a fair, like a big, enormous fair. So I'm putting y'all in euphoria.
Not only do I look good, I fucking feel good. Too bitch.
Like, you know what I mean? Euphoria, the fair, everything. Like, they really are popping Molly. Like, they're really popping Molly. So no, no, like, for real, they're popping Molly. So I am doing my own thing. I'm chilling. I'm at home, everything like that. I see someone's story from this night, right? Reagan, this bitch left with someone. Remind you, we went to the fair together and there was this girl named Brinley. Brinley's crazy. Like, Brinley's fucking crazy. And she was talking to this guy named Tyler, but Brinley's a bitch. Like, Brinley's literally a bitch. So like the whole night she was like, ew, like, get away from me. Like, you're not cute. Like, she was being rude to him and he was following her around like a dog. So the whole time Reagan to me, she's fake. She's so fucking fake. She's like, Brinley's a slut. Brinley's a whore. Like, oh my God, look at her. Like, it's so embarrassing. Like, Tyler, like, oh my God, he's so gross. Like, calling the guy gross, right? So Brinley didn't give it up that night. She didn't. So guess who the guy left with that night and had sex with? Take a wild guess. Reagan, yeah. And while she left doing drugs. Like, she literally posted on her story, like, popping pills with girl. So I was like, oh, fuck no. Fuck this. I can't. So she comes back to school, everything like that. I texted her about it because I found out that they fucked. And I said, I think it's so funny how, like, he couldn't get Brinley, so he had to go to the next easiest thing, and it was you. I guess you're not supposed to say that. She was calling me a bitch. She was like, you're the meanest person ever, blah, blah, blah. I can't believe you'd say that, blah, blah. And I'm like, is that not the truth? Like, baby, she was literally saying that he had AIDS. Like, she was like, he has AIDS, he's gross, he's dirty, like, ew, blah, blah. And then you go home and you literally let him raw dog your puss. Like, it's, what? So when I called her a whore, she really wanted to show me that she could be a whore. And that's exactly what she did. So I was in love with this guy, like literally in love with this guy. And she was at my house when he literally robbed me. I know y'all are like, what? But he literally gave me 3 counterfeit 20s. So literally $60 of counterfeit fucking 20s. And I'm not kidding you. He fucking robbed me. And this bitch, literally, Reagan was fucking there. So she literally saw me cry. I literally explained my feelings about him to her. And she's like, oh my God, I understand. Like, I told her, like, all my friends literally, because he fucked all my friends. Like, literally, it was so stupid. But, like, I had no good friends. None of my friends would say no. They were like, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. I was like, damn, do you want to have sex with me or him? Like, fuck.
And
we stopped being friends and we're not hanging out. So, because that's happening, obviously, we're literally sitting in the room, right? I'm really gonna put you in this number. It's me, Zoe, and Daisy. We're all sitting there and I go into the bathroom and I'm sitting on the toilet literally taking a shit. And while I'm sitting there taking a shit, I literally, you know, get on my phone. I'm just sitting there like playing on my phone, blah, blah, blah. And while I'm playing on my phone, I look and there's a Snapchat story. This girl named Sky. She posted a picture of the guy I was in love with laying in bed next to Reagan. So I started screaming. Like, I'm not kidding you. I literally just started screaming bloody fucking murder. Literally bloody fucking murder. So Daisy runs in and she's literally with her phone in her hand. She's like, did you see Sky's? And we're literally both at the same time screaming. And so Daisy is like, oh no. Like, I'm done. I'm not going to be her friend anymore. Like, that's fucked up. That's fake as fuck. And I'm like, thank you. At least now you realize that she's fucking a fake ass friend. So Daisy's like, I'm not going to be friends with her anymore. Anything like that. Right? So like a day goes by or something like that. I go into school and I've already told this story on like one other story. So I'm going to try to tell this like really as fast as I can. So I go back into the classroom because me and her, literally I had Reagan in my second hour. So I was like, bitch, do you think, like, trust me, I was not texting her about this or anything. Like, she literally was texting me and I was leaving her on delivered because I'm going to see you face to face. Like, I really am going to see you face to face and I'm not. So, yeah, like, I was in class, she walks into class, I'm literally calling her a whore, a slut. I'm like, bitch, I literally fucking hate you, you stupid bitch. Like, I cannot, like, ew. That happened. I ended up getting in-school suspension. That goes by. I end up going back into the classroom. I cussed her out again because, like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. I was like, you're literally a fucking bitch. And she was like, literally like this. I'm not kidding you. She was like, stop. You're making a fool of yourself. And I'm literally sitting there I'm like making a fool of myself. I said, no, now the whole fucking class knows you're easy to fuck. And literally everyone's sitting there like, even she was gagged as fuck. She was literally sitting there like, so anyhow, I was literally walking to the office. While I was walking to the office, I heard this bitch still talking shit. So I literally turned around, walked right back into the classroom, was like, you stupid fucking cocksucking whore, shut the fuck up and stop talking about me. She obviously didn't stop talking about me because she was so fucking obsessed with me. So anyhow, that happened. So one day, me, Haley, and Daisy are hanging out. So Haley is the only one that was still friends with Reagan, but that's because Haley is a person that, like, her loyalty is very deep. Like, it gets her in some fucked up situations, but I'm not going to speak about her because I still love her. So we're all sitting there. It's me, Daisy, and Haley. So we're all talking shit about Reagan. Obviously, like, that was our favorite thing to do in the history of the world. So me and Daisy are just talking about her, talking shit about her, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. So we're explaining, like, how bad she really hurt our feelings. And Haley's like, oh, like, all I know is that, like, if she keeps doing this, like, I'm gonna have to tell you guys, like, what she did. And we're like, bitch, you can't tell us something like that and not tell us, like, what she did. And she's like, oh, well, it's really not, like, what she did. It's, like, who she did. And we were like, oh. So I'm not kidding you, like an auctioneer. I start naming out every single fucking name I can think of as fast as I fucking can. Like, I'm fucking naming fucking names. So I guess I named one name because I look up and Daisy is bawling her eyes out. Like, I mean, she's fucking crying like no tomorrow. And I'm like, uh-oh. I didn't realize that I said Braden. Yeah. So Reagan fucked Braden, which Daisy was in love with Braden. Yeah, but remind you, Reagan, I'm gonna keep you updated because Reagan said that we need to speak about how I treat women. where in this story have I fucked any of my friends' boyfriends or crushes or anything? Because she's fucked 2. Remind you, she's already fucked 2. So I'm like, let me know. Like really, 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 really let me know. So anywho, they stopped being friends. Like all of us stopped being friends. And it got so bad that she literally like dropped out of our school and like had to go back to her school because like she's a weird ass bitch. Like everyone started making fun of her because like literally she was really being a hoe. Like really being a hoe. I stopped being friends with her on everything. Me and Daisy just went our separate ways like years later after this story. So that's not even a story time because I won't talk about that. But me and Daisy went our separate ways. We weren't like, fuck you, stupid bitch. Like, I fucking hate her. No, it's like, I wish her the best. I'm so glad that I'm glad that she has a job. She does, like, trust me, she's doing this fucking shit. Other bitch and trust me, I was wishing the best for Reagan too. The only reason I'm not is because I posted a TikTok, and when I posted a TikTok, it went on the fucking south side, literally. And this stupid bitch, Kayla fucking Jaden, the fucking stupid TikToker, she posted a TikTok and she was like, Gus is so blah, 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 blah. And so, one thing about me, I don't give a fuck. You talk about me, I'm literally gonna be a fucking, yeah, that's why people be thinking I'd be doing coke, is because I pick up the camera instead of sitting down and fucking chilling. So I pick up the fucking camera, I start going fucking ape shit crazy, and this bitch is posting TikTok after me. And then she blocked me. So I went on a different account and I started looking through all these comments and stuff like that. And literally, there's like 500 comments and they're all making fun of me, my looks, this and everything. Which reminds you, I'm not sitting here fucking boohooing or anything. I'm just reading the comments because like, yeah, let me know how you really feel. So while I'm going through the comments, I literally see one comment that stands out and it was like, oh, Gus is this and like he bullies straight women and this because they get with straight guys. Remind you, she literally called the guy that she fucked, the guy I was in love with, she called him straight. Okay. 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 So I comment back to her and I'm like, bitch, 7 years and you're still going on about this, bitch? Like, you're fucking weird. You're weird. So not even like 5 minutes later, this stupid dumb cunt sent in a video of me when I was literally like 14 in a fucking Bentley. And she sent it into this fucking TikToker with 2 million followers. So this TikToker obviously posted it about me. And yeah, I literally had so many fucking weird fucking people texting me and this and blah, blah, blah. And then after, Reagan literally went and like changed her profile picture on TikTok to like some WWE person like holding their fucking like belt, acting like she won. If winning in life is you not ever getting a job, ever getting off your lazy ass or doing anything for yourself, I don't think that's winning, because everything that I was supposed to do in life, I got off my ass, I did this, I did that, I did that. I had to do all that. And on God, if my karma is bitter old friends that are jealous, envious, just always been a bitter bitch, if that's my karma, I guess that's really saying something, because someone else's karma is every single person around them dropping like fucking flies. So yeah, I guess at the end of the day, she really ate that. She really ate that. And now for the rest of my life, I will always talk about her. I will always talk shit about her. She will be my muse. She will be my muse, because all she had to do was shut her fucking mouth. Because remind you guys, me and Natalie stopped being friends for literally like 5 years, right? 5 years. Not once did I ever talk shit about her. Did I ever talk bad about her? Did I ever have to post on the internet about her? Why? Because I genuinely love Natalie. And she was one of my best friends. The same thing was going for Reagan, until that weird bitch thinks that because you can't be friends with someone that you have to like ruin what they have going for you. Because remind you, every year since literally before this bitch would be the first one to view my TikTok. Like when I was able to see who viewed my TikTok, she was one of the first ones. She always viewed my Snapchat public story. Like, the bitch is weird. The only reason she's like, oh, Gus is this and blah, 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 is because she can't be my friend. Like, and I think that is so weird. I hate bitches like that. Like, I'm sorry, but if someone doesn't want to fuck with you and you have to resort to talking shit about them, exposing them and this and blah, 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 you're the weird bitch. You're the weird one at the end of the day. Honest to God. Really. So, I hope you guys loved and enjoyed this fucking story time, because, oh my God, was that a fucking doozy. But one thing about me is I can fucking trauma dump. And that's exactly what we did. Literally, I hope you guys really enjoyed this story time. Make sure to give this video a like. It helps me out so much. Make sure to comment and subscribe. And most importantly, turn on those push notification bells so you can always be notified when me, this bitch, be posted on motherfucking YouTube. I love you guys so much, and I genuinely thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for supporting me, watching me, and all that good jazz. I love you guys, and I will see you all on the next fucking video. Bye.